Hello there, my lovely darkling. It's your Glamourable Guide to Ascension, back with another video. And today I want to talk about self-forgiveness. It is so easy for us to shame ourselves, blame ourselves, and hold on to the bitterness, hold on to the anger, hold on to the resentment that comes with not accepting a certain situation for what it was in our past or in our present. And that's why forgiving ourselves is so important, because we seem to think that punishing ourselves from what has happened, whether somebody else has assaulted us, offended us, abused us in any type of way, shape, or form, we even take on that burden. We take on that burden as in not forgiving them will cause them pain, will give them the guilt and the shame that you probably personally feel from that attack, from that abuse, from that assault. However, these people are going about their day la-di-da. These people are living their lives. They're not considering how that has hurt us. They're not considering how that still causes us pain, how traumatic it was for us. They're worried about their own lives, and as should you. And when we forgive ourselves from the shame that we feel, the guilt that we feel, the pain that we feel from that situation, we can let ourselves off the hook. We can be at peace. We can fully accept the situation for what it was. Merely a stepping stone, merely a lesson learned, merely a circumstance that made us stronger, better, and more elevated along our journey back to the self. And I understand that that's easier said than done, because sometimes our trauma is so great at such a high degree, it is imprinted in our DNA. It is vibrating in every cell. It was so violent, so vile, so evil that somebody could have injected into our lives. And you may feel like you may not be able to let it go. But the thing is, who would you be without that situation? Who would you be if you did not know the gravity of pain that could be put on a person? Who would you be if you didn't have that situation to show you to stand up for yourself, to take care of yourself, to choose better people, to choose better traits, to want better for yourself, and to want to grow from the situation? And the same goes for ourselves. Yes, forgiving other people, that is one thing, but the hardest thing is to forgive ourselves. We think we can't forgive that person from years and years ago, or even last week from what they did to us. But it is really hard for us to forgive ourselves from what we've even done to us in the past, or what we're even doing to ourselves right now. And the thing is, we make mistakes. And even though I honestly don't believe in mistakes, because everything comes and goes in our life to not only teach us a lesson and for us to help us ascend and elevate more and more, expand our consciousness more and more, we do things that seem like they're against our best interests. We self-sabotage. We take in the wrong people. We eat the wrong food sometimes. We probably take a job we don't want to have. We probably do some things we actually do not want to do, or not in integrity or alignment with us, because it probably felt comfortable or right at the time. And the thing is, it happened. We did the thing. We made the mistake. It hurt us. It hurt us back then, and it's probably hurting us now. However, once again, like I said, we need to let ourselves off the hook. We need to offer ourselves the compassion, understanding, and acceptance that we would give to our inner child. Even just consider the person you were at the time, whether that was 1 day ago, or 1 year ago, or 1 decade ago. Usually a lot of the time, that hurt, that pain, that sadness that we're feeling comes from the childhood part of ourselves, or the child part of ourselves, that wanted to feel heard, that wanted to feel seen, understood, respected, honored, cherished. And if we just talk to ourselves as if we were talking to our inner child, as if we were talking to the 7-year-old self, the 10-year-old self, the 15-year-old self, if we just talk to ourselves as if we were the little children that deserve that love, that deserve that compassion, that deserve that understanding that we truly, deeply seek now, we don't have to hold on to the bitterness. We don't have to hold on to the resentment. We don't have to hang on to the anger, the pain, the sadness that comes along with beating ourselves up over what happened back then. And of course, we get to decide, we get to choose at every moment what our actions are going to be. But now you know that you are not going to take that action again. Now you know that you're not going to be around that type of person again. Now you know you're not going to take that type of job again. Let in that energy again. Have those thought systems again. Don't beat yourself up or tear yourself down or make yourself feel bad about what you have done in the past or what you're presently doing. Break the cycle now. Course correct now. Autocorrect now. Reroute now. As I said before, we get to decide at every moment what our action is going to be. Now we are choosing at this moment to take aligned action, inspired action, intuitive action, using the help of your spiritual team, using the help of your bodily sensations, and using the help of being guided by the person you already want to be. Because as I always say, the person you want to be already exists. You are that person right now. And as I always say, what is the difference between you when you were 7 than the person you are now at whatever age? You grew up. You got older. You got wiser, hopefully. You learned your lessons. And that's the same thing with the version of yourself that you want to be. You're the same person. This person decided that they didn't need the lessons. They didn't need the trials or the error or the challenges. They decided to have those traits right now. And that is available to you. That is available to all of us, regardless of what our circumstances are. That is the nature of our being, our ability, our freedom to actually choose. We are sovereign. We are free. It doesn't matter what's happening out there. And when you forgive yourself, you're focusing on what's happening in here. You are giving yourself the love. You're giving yourself the compassion. You're giving yourself the understanding that you truly need, that your inner child truly needs, in order to let go of the pain, let go of the sadness, let go of all these shackles that keep us bound to the past version of ourselves, the shackles that keep us bound to being stuck in a cycle that goes nowhere, that keeps us bound to allowing external forces to affect the internal. We are our own individual universe. We experience things, we experience everything from our own consciousness. Like, for example, you probably, my shirt to me, my button up to me is purple. You probably think it's blue. You probably think it's green. You probably think it's orange. And you know what? I'm not going to argue with you with that. Whatever the color of my top is, I agree with you. Cool. Good for you. And we're not going to be seeing things or perceiving things or experiencing things in the same way or the same light. So you get to choose how the situation looks for you. You get to choose how you define the situation, and you get to choose how you define yourself. And for example, when it comes back to forgiving ourselves, speaking of tops, there was a point in time back in the day, oh my God, where I would steal. Back in the day when I was an early teenager, I had a propensity to shoplift. And it came from a place of lack. I know this now. It came from a place of poverty consciousness. I know this now. It came from a place of not feeling like I had enough or not feeling good enough. I know this now. And it lasted for a while. It lasted for a while. I didn't stop until, honestly, a few years ago. Even along my spiritual journey, even along my consciousness shifts and elevations and expansions, I didn't stop really stealing, shoplifting until like probably 5 or 6, maybe a little bit more than that years ago. And it's probably been less, I don't know. That was a different person at a different time. I'm not that person anymore, so I almost don't recall. However, I used to beat myself up about it, even at the time. However, while I was doing it, I would justify my feelings of anger towards myself, of shame towards myself, of disgust towards myself, of distaste towards myself, of feeling like a lowlife, of feeling like a thief, of feeling like I ain't worth nothing. I would justify those feelings by saying, oh, it's just a corporation, a large corporation. They'll get more. What, they don't care. Oh, I'm stealing from the rich and I'm giving back to the poor. No. The universe, the creator, source, divine, my higher self, my divine self is not looking at my actions and seeing it as, oh, corporation's gonna be fine, who cares? That is that energy. It's the energy. It's all about our frequency, our intention, our vibration behind the doing, behind the saying, behind the being. Behind that action was the energy of lack, of I don't have enough, of I don't believe I can have enough. I believe I need more. I need more material in order for me to feel good, to feel right, to feel at peace. And once I figured that out, once I got the downloads and I got along with my lifestyle of eating well, exercising, doing my meditations, it just goes to show you can do your physical health. You can have your physical health and wellness, your mental health and wellness, your spiritual health and wellness. But when you do not reconcile with the darkness that has been unconscious for so long, that needs your light, that needs your attention, that needs your affection, you're going to continue to be stuck in a cycle that gets you nowhere. And once I finally realized that cycle, I quit it. Cold vegan turkey, cold tofurkey. I wasn't having it anymore. And during that period of me stopping that, during the period of me reconciling that, during the period of me shining light on that darkness of why I felt the need to shoplift, regardless of if it was from corporations or not, that's not the issue here. I wasn't doing it because of the corporations. I was doing it because I had some unconsciousness that needed consciousness. And during that process, I really had to forgive myself. I had to really let go of the disgust, the shame, the guilt, the feelings of poverty consciousness, the feelings of lack, not recognizing my abundance, feeling asleep to my own magic, feeling asleep to the possibilities of me receiving things that actually aligned with me in abundance. Along the way, I learned to talk to myself as if I was a child, as if I was my best friend, as if I was talking to my best friend or my husband or anyone that I cared about or loved deeply. And I realized I don't have to hold on to this anymore. I chose to make better decisions. I've reconciled with this part of me, and now I move on. Now I pay for everything with joy, with a smile on my face. Now I do things in aligned action and integrity. So I am being intentional with my actions. So I'm being intuitive with my actions. So I'm walking the path of that who I want to be. So yes, my loves, I truly urge you to forgive yourselves today. Let yourself off the hook. Let go of the resentment, the shame, the bitterness that comes along with you holding on to the past, your past mistakes, whether that be people, places, things, or decisions. It has happened back then, but you are a different person now. Don't fall asleep to your magic. Wake up and realize the beauty and who you've become from that situation. And I'm really happy about this topic because I'll be having my Shadow Alchemy Forgive Thyself meditation class coming up on Saturday, February 22nd, 222 at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you need more assistance on forgiving yourself for whatever reason, definitely come by. It's completely free. Donations are appreciated, but all are welcome to learn how to let go of that pain, that sadness, that resentment that comes along with, once again, holding on to who you used to be so you can now embody who you want to become. So now we've reached the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Much love, and until next time, my lovely darkling. Bye-bye.